Let's watch some nice matches played by GP365 and friends members with the high serve big forehand style in the Tour 7 and 8 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wider Live Studios. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 and to turn on the bell if you like this video. So we start the video with two matches played by xhonixhoni, one of the most famous high serve big forehand players in Tennis Clash, and in my opinion, simply the best high serve big forehand player of this game. So why do I say that he's the best using this high serve big forehand weak backhand style? Well, not because xhonixhoni is in our club, but very simply because he plays with not too strong Victoria. The stats of his high serve big forehand weak backhand build are rather standard, not to say weaker, much weaker than some of other high serve big forehand players in high tours, and still his accuracy is extremely high, and the strength of his shots as well as the ability to hit cross-court shots and cross-court drop shots, or simply drop shots, because they are not always cross-court, and you are going to see that in the next match, where everything is on point for xhonixhoni. So you will see that matches played by him are almost all the time pretty short, because he ends rallies pretty fast, and that's why he can play with Punisher God or Siberian Wire without much problem, even if his Victoria doesn't have a lot of stamina. Well, because he anticipates quite a lot, like here, and with his huge experience playing with this style, he's capable of hitting very nice drop returns and some big drop shots. Of course, the positioning is extremely important when you have only 37 of stamina and you play with Siberian Wire, which is possible here. Especially take a look at this drop shot. Fantastic, right? This is working very well versus low agility opponents like the Victoria used by Barat here. This one could have been very splendid, but it was a bit in the alley. So hitting with his weak backhand can allow him to buy time a bit. So of course now and then he wouldn't be wrong-footed, but here again, very nice anticipation. And the serve is strong enough, not huge, but strong enough, to allow his Victoria to keep the initiative after the serve and hit his legendary forehand shot. Well, let's watch now matches played by Dr. Star with a relatively strong serve and a decent forehand. Of course, the stats are quite lower compared to the ones that you see for xhonixhoni or Barat, for instance. But Dr. Star is hitting pretty strong serves and is capable of hitting very nice winners thanks to a fast swipe, and that's working pretty fine versus Kaitos, who are not overpowered. That means not having too high agility. So all the Kaitos that you are going to see in the next matches will have a slightly higher agility than Dr. Star's serve, so higher than 70. That means that should be rather tricky for Dr. Star to hit aces. And they all have one stronger hand, generally the backhand, than the forehand of Dr. Star's Leo. So the good thing, of course, with this high serve, big forehand, weak backhand style is that after a strong serve, especially versus Kaito, where you keep the initiative and you can hit a very strong forehand to either win the point directly or keep putting your opponent in a difficult position and then hit another strong shot to outflank your opponent or to wrong foot him. As you can see, most of the time Dr. Star's opponents will have this exclamation mark over the head. That means that they are really in a difficult position to to hit a correct return. Yes, all those Kaitos keep being unable to return correctly. They really suffer to return on the strong shots of Dr. Star, who must enjoy hitting those big shots one after the other. That's really hard for Kaito to return accurately, especially using only nylon string. If they had a forehand counter string, that might be a bit easier, of course, to have a precision ability. Yeah, so that's the problem. When you swipe too fast, your ball catch the net. But most of the time, Dr. Star has no problem. His balls don't catch the net that often. So on Dr. Star's video, you can see this kind of small cycle, this gray whitish small cycle. That's where he's tapping on the screen, on his screen, when he plays. This is an option allowed by the screen recorder to show exactly where he's tapping on the screen. This is not a feature of Tennis Clash. Alright, this Kaito has a 74 backhand versus a 71 forehand of Dr. Star. A 70 agility, so same stat than Dr. Star's serve. And he uses the very slow serves. That could work not too bad versus high serve big forehand players who generally prefer to receive a medium strong serve, so as to kind of have a good base to hit a strong return back rather than those annoying slow serves and slow shots. So this Kaito is actually using a pretty good strategy. So of course that doesn't work all the time, because some high serve big forehand players simply hit perfectly whether the opponent is returning soft or strong shots. They will simply hit perfectly. Very nice anticipation from Dr. Star here. Otherwise he wouldn't be too late on the ball with his Leo, who is not so agile. And that's the main disadvantage of this style. Besides the relatively low stamina, is the very low agility. You can notice how slowly this opponent, this Kaito player, is hitting back. That is surely made on purpose. But it didn't work by the end. Once Dr. Star was used to this space, he was hitting correctly again. Very nice winner there. And an intimate and forced error. So most of the time, with a slightly stronger backhand stat, this is not so easy for Kaito to return those 71 forehand stat shots of Dr. Star. So this Kaito has a 75 backhand stat with 72 agility, but with nylon string, because it has no long catch, this is rather tricky. Yeah, big home run there. And he was laughing after this home run. Not something to be proud of. Well, that can only motivate Dr. Star to be more accurate and to pay attention to the next shots. Yeah, this time he got his revenge. This home run went out and an ace behind. Just enough to enjoy the lead. And a big serve to ace by the end and end this match. Generally, home runners, well, can hit those very long shots towards the baseline on purpose to force you, the high big forehand players, or user of any style actually, to hit the volley back, but that can generally work only once. And then you pay attention to the shots. And most of all, you can remember the names of players who use that dirty shot. And you will be much more cautious in the next matches, in future matches versus them. And that's a very good way to ruin any reputation. Alright, pretty bad start by Dr. Star. But sometimes you need to wear Kaito out a bit before seeing that your forehand shots become sharper, become winners more easily. At the beginning of the match, whether Kaito uses silver and wire or finisher guard or Maestro Monte, choker chords, whatever string or nylon string here, when they still have a lot of stamina, that is very tricky to outflank them. And when they have less stamina, that is of course another game, quite different, because Kaito needs a lot of stamina to express all his capabilities, run everywhere like a rabbit. Well, I hope you enjoy watching those matches play in high tours with the high serve, big forehand, weak backhand style by GP365 and Friends Club members in Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wildlife Studios. So you're seeing here the 3 clubs that we have. Feel free to join us if you green more than 20 millions of coins a week, or if you green even less, That's not a problem. Just join us, type GP365 in the search text box, and apply. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 and to turn on the bell to stay tuned for new videos of Tennis Clash. Thank you a lot for your support, and see you soon on Gameplay 365. Bye-bye.